Stream status, excellent connection. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, says we're live. Yeah, that's, I don't think we're live yet. Yep, we're live. Cool. Alright guys, how's it going? So, I thought it's been forever since I've done a stream and actually interacted with a great deal of people. Trying to get better at using the new software that YouTube's made. And there was 4. G'day, Carl. Yeah, it's a bit different. The whole YouTube software thing's changed, and I'm not real familiar with it. It's the first time I've ever streamed since I changed over and stopped using the classic Creator Studio. At the moment, they still let you go back and use the older one if you can't find something, which is good because that happens a bit. And yeah, I thought why not have a stream, chat to some people, see if anyone's awake and on the internet and playing around. Was it 10? It's 10 o'clock PM in Australia. Thanks, mate. Yes, it's been 4 years since I started making videos on YouTube. I only just realised this during this week while I was at work that, yeah, it's been 4 years. So when you go back through it's not as bad for you guys, but there's a lot of unpublished videos, things like that I've got that go like well back into the history books. I'm 10 pages back and I'm only looking at May of 2018. Just going back to see the exact date. I can't remember the exact date. But I thought I'd share some statistics with you. Some people wouldn't realise how much view time and things like that you actually end up having by the time you've got so many videos on the internet. I think I've got somewhere around the 900 video mark uploaded. I'm pretty sure that's like the published ones. I think it's more like 1200. Stuff that I never bothered putting up, stuff that I didn't think was worth putting up, things like that. Snippets and clips and stuff that I thought, I probably should save that and have that for future reference. Alright, we're back to 2016. Also videos in cars and doing things that's probably incriminating. Video just got better when you adjusted lights. Haha. Okay, we need more light, do we? I'll sort that in a sec. Yeah, I'm scrolling through a white screen. The background of the YouTube live streaming things black. So I'll try and just have a bit more light for a minute. Go to 2016. Still scrolling backwards through them. There's a lot of videos that I went and just did like a batch upload of like clips from Target Tasmania, which is like a tarmac rally, and things like that. So it's pretty early videos we're getting to here. And like as a trade, I'm a plumber by trade, and actually own my own excavation business now, and mainly do excavation work and work on cars and play on YouTube now. Don't do much plumbing anymore. Which is good. It's something different. That's what I wanted. But that also e-bike videos. but I'd like to be doing a whole lot more YouTube, and that's kind of some of the things I want to talk to you guys about. What little lamp pointing at me? Okay, I'll get some, and grab some daylight. Still scrolling back through videos, bloody hell. Now some of these videos from, I think we're there. Okay, so my first published video that wasn't just like a burnout or something like that, it was published on the 21st of August in 2015. So yeah, I'm right, it's been 4 years. That very first video got a whopping 3,800 views. It's me pulling apart Makita battery packs, which is kind of ironic if you know me, because I really like using Milwaukee gear. So that's kind of an ironic thing. The world needs more plumbers than it needs YouTubers. True, but yeah, I want to try and do some things in moderation. I have been a plumber for like 10 years, 11 years, 2007 or 2008, can't remember. So yeah, I've done a lot of plumbing, not as much YouTubing. Love to be able to find some kind of balance between the two. But yeah, since I've got the excavator, I'd much rather be digging holes and things like that for people, because it's a lot more interesting. I was going to say, I suppose it's physically less demanding, and you can make good money out of it, unlike majority of YouTube. But yeah, 2015 is when it all started. Some of the first videos are pulling apart 8650 battery packs, probably HB Powerwall and Jehu Garcia's main influence there. Yeah, Jehu Garcia and HB Powerwall definitely brought out the inquisitive side of the 18650s. Yeah, I started playing with them back when Jehu was talking about building the summer bus, maybe. Yeah, anyway. And then we started playing welders, then car parts in the electrolysis tank. Now, I think that Gasper here in the comments, pretty sure that's how you'd say your name. Hopefully I didn't get it wrong, mate. Pretty sure he's probably seen every single one of these videos. He definitely gets a bit of a binge watch going and checks them all out. Yeah, so there's some videos that have been on the internet for so long, like we're talking the whole 4 years, and there's one there that's got 15 views. Just some of them just never pick up. You can't. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can't always pick it. And then a video was released like 3 weeks, a month after that one, sitting there with 11,000 views. So it's hard to pick. I've learnt a lot with watching other YouTubers do their thing, which is amazing. There's been plenty of YouTubers I've watched which have given me some great pointers, and a few of them even reach out to you every now and again and say, you know, like, hey, if you make a better thumbnail, hey, if you get a stabilizer or try and stabilize your vision in post-production or whatever, they'll some people will go out of their way to help you. HP Powerwall certainly did, and bounced plenty of ideas off with me. It made a big difference to getting to where I am today on YouTube. Still not not viable enough to make an income to live off. But yeah, like I say, also not complaining. I met a lot of people, learned a lot of stuff that would have never known through YouTube already. That might be confusing to some people, but you will come across people in the world that just know so much more about things than what you ever could, and they just they come in and say something to you, and you just go, "Oh, how didn't I know that?" And then from then on, you know that. So I'll only be 2 seconds. I'm just going to drop an ad in here for you, and I'm going to run and grab a light so that it's a bit more light in here. So apologies for the delay for a second, but I'll be back. Give me a walkie lantern. Alright, where are we going to put it? Sit it up there, see if that makes a difference. Yep, looks like it's made a difference. Alright. Back, sorry guys. So, the comments, sorry. Plumbers are turd herders. Correct. So correct. Very much turd herders. Got to make them go downhill. Water's always going to go where it wants to go. You got to fight it, send it where it's meant to be. Can be a interesting job if you get the right customer, right place. Otherwise, not that interesting of a job. I was doing maintenance plumbing, very repetitive. Same thing all the time. 22 seconds, no ad. Quality. I'll click the ad button. Anyway, it might just do that in post playback. I don't know. Who cares? The only reason we've got ads, guys, is because ads pay me to reimburse me a little bit for the you have ad block. That's alright. Look, at the end of the day, if you've got ad block, just give your videos a thumbs up. If you give the videos a thumbs up, or even a comment on them, like everyone here generally does, that just adds to reach. You don't have to watch ads to make me revenue. If you want to buy something on eBay, I can send you an affiliate link for a product. Banggood, same thing. IC Station, same thing. Probably going to push into Amazon soon, but I also don't want to become just a salesperson that you go, "Oh, look, Brad's got something new. Oh, he's selling it to us." That's not what I'm about. Some of these brands have been good to me. Banggood have sent me a lot of cool stuff. A few things that weren't so good, but a lot of cool stuff. There's also never been any obligation to go for the hard sell or whatever. Lighting's so much better now. Awesome. Comments in the chat count as interaction. So watch time, interaction, and comments, likes and dislikes. Dislikes still count as interaction, because if you dislike something, it means that you've actually watched it, formed an opinion, and said something about it. So, yeah, dislikes aren't the end of the world either. But, I don't know, some people just dislike things for the sake of being a pain in the bum. I like making content for me. It's not always made for other people. Sometimes it's me physically just asking a question. I'll pull something apart and go, "Hey, does anyone know why this stopped?" And quite often they will say, someone will come back and say, hey, did you know that this is why that didn't work? Or change this resistor and then that thing will go again. But if you don't change it to the right one, it's going to fail. Some people have just got this knowledge that you can't even... You could Google it 100 times and not just get that instant knowledge. That's why I like my subscriber base. There's all kinds of people. Some people like the car stuff. Some people hate the car stuff, love the electronic stuff. Some people just want to watch time lapses of excavators. You know, everybody's different. That's what we're all about. World goes around when there's more people. Thanks, Gasper. Yeah, no, I do love making videos. Need to get around to doing more of it. Some customers are kind of confused and weirded out by you making videos on their properties. Some people don't care at all. They just think it's cool. Others are like, there's some big privacy risks to them, or I don't know. Some people are just quiet. I don't know. I don't get it. Do Banggood just send you stuff? What makes them pick what they send you? No, so we talked to, they reached out to me, and I initially started talking to one agent, and then what they have is they have like a commission agent that sends you products to review. So they've got like a review team. When they send that out to you, when they send that out, they expect you to make videos about it, and they'll kind of send you like for like kind of items. They kind of stick with a theme. As you've probably seen, most of the electronic stuff has come from Banggood. eBay, I'll buy the things, and then if I think they're good, I'll just affiliate link them for you guys. I've been affiliate linking stuff from Banggood and eBay together for a lot of people. A lot of people won't buy off Banggood. Don't know why. I've had good experiences so far, but they're also not the cheapest either. Sometimes they're not super cheap. Of course, we had a bit of a brand work with Super Cheap Auto. So you know, I probably dropped the ball pretty hard there. Had way too much going on. I was trying to start my own business and leave full-time employment to do my own thing, and didn't really like the shelves, some of the shelves that they sent me. Tried to make a video of me building it myself. Failed pretty hard at the video. Had flickery lights and crap like that. I dropped the ball and didn't really make them kind of content specs that they probably wanted. And we started to stop communicating. But anyway, it is what it is. They sent me some cool stuff. I made them some cool videos. Some of them have got some crazy views, and some of them have got some good feedback from people that have watched the reviews and gone and bought their product, whether it be the Blackridge or the Stanley from them. But anyway, did you sort out the pug with the transmission problem? Yeah, I sold it. So I couldn't fix the pug's upshifting issue when you pull up at the traffic lights. That kept upshifting and wouldn't stop. The next thing that happened is I lost reverse completely. I don't know did I make a video about that? I might have done. Reverse, gone. I stuck it in reverse to do a bit of a reverse donut on a wet road, loose gravel, wet road. Give it a bit of a stomp in reverse, and it spun the wheels and went backwards, and then as it did the loop, like kind of around, it went straight to rev limiter. I thought, oh yeah, look at that, spinning the wheels like a champion. And then I realised it wasn't actually moving, and by the time I let go of the throttle, there was no movement in reverse at all. So that was the end of that. Yeah, and that was going to be it was a fun little car to drive. It actually went quite well. I know it wasn't fast, but handling wise, it actually, yeah, really handled pretty well. I always think of Average Joe doing the karate chop whenever you Banggood. Yes.
Average Joe's definitely got the Bang Good intros cornered. He does a good job of that. Average Joe's another one that I haven't for a while, but used to message and talk about what we were doing on YouTube quite a bit. So let's have a look at some numbers. Now you can publicly see these on things like Social Blade, but we're at 2.647 million views and 5,405 subscribers. Let's grab your photo now. No, so a bloke actually bought the Peugeot off me to run around to work and back. He's got a car park at work that he reckons he could drive straight through, and he's like, it'll do me perfectly. So I'm like, sold it for the same amount as what I paid for it. So I bought it as a auction salvage car, unregistered. Because of its vehicle crash, it was an insurance economic write-off, so it wasn't on the written off vehicle register. I then took it straight in after we picked it up. Well, my mate bought it. I bought it straight off him, and then took it straight to the what do you call it? Inspection station. Got it inspected. He wasn't too phased about the damage. The door still opened. You wouldn't want to do it all the time. The door still opened, and yeah, they said, yeah, whatever. Passed it. Went and put registration on it, and I was able to drive it. We did nearly 3,000 kilometres in it before we sold it. A few of them were to jobs and things like that, so that would have saved me some good coin on fuel. My partner drove it a couple of times to work instead of our Ford Territory. So Ford Territories in Australia, if you don't know, are kind of like a big SUV sized vehicle, and they're not exactly cheap on fuel. Probably somewhere in the order of 13, 14 litres per 100, something like that. So they're not a great vehicle on fuel, but they are just a lovely car to drive. They're basically a Falcon, but all-wheel drive, bigger. Now it's got all the leather seats and extra lights and side steps and stuff. That's just a limited edition one, 2010 model one. So it's actually quite a nice car. Probably paid a little bit too much for it, but it was worth it. I've seen some shockers on the road down in the Apple Isle. Oh, you've been down here. That's awesome. Yeah, some interesting vehicles down here. Nearly everyone owns a four-wheel drive. It's crazy. Territory is a fuel pig. It's because ours is the 6-speed auto, it's not as bad. The older 4-speed auto ones had a really low high diff ratio. They're like 4.1 to 1. Whereas mine's more like 3.5 or something along those lines with 6 speeds. And that allows it to change a lot more gears and be a lot better on fuel, thank God. And have more power. Original one had 182 kilowatts and mine's got 195. But hey, I don't even drive it. My partner drives it to work. It stays for her to cruise around in. We only take it to the snow or take it for a long drive as a family somewhere, normally. Otherwise I drive the old Falcon panel van and the truck, the little T4000 truck. There's some news. I haven't made a video on it yet, so a bit of a sneak peek. I made a video on the performance upgrades, if you want to call them that. I fixed a few things, and in fixing a few things, I inadvertently gave it a little bit more power. Got rid of some exhaust restriction, new fuel filter, new air filter, bits and pieces like that. Fixed some of the cooling system issues, which ended up giving us a lot less time with the engine fan running. So like that engine fan's got to pull so much horsepower. Like it screams over the noise of the truck. That's all you can hear. So yeah, got that all happening. And we had the excavator on the back. And then behind the excavator we had the tandem 8x5 galvanised trailer. And on the back of the galvanised trailer we had 2.5 cubic metres of firewood. And we drove that probably 75, 80 k's away from home to do a long away from home job, and then spent most of my day backwards and forwards from a quarry while my helper Stephen was on the excavator smoothing out a driveway. And one of the trips up to the quarry, fifth gear let go of a bearing on the overdrive shaft. So it's only the actual overdrive shaft. It's not the main shaft through the box. It's the I can't think of the exact word for it. Yeah, it's just the shaft off the side of the overdrive. One of those bearings has let go because I've been towing and accelerating with full loads on in overdrive because it's actually got the power to do so now. We managed to sit on 100 plus kilometres an hour in the little truck all the way up to the job with the excavator and a couple of metres of wood on the back. And then, subsequently, with loads coming from the quarry, 10th gear, 5th gear in high range, or economy mode, whatever it's called, in the Mazda T4000. So at some stage we've got to pull the T4000 gearbox apart because I can't use 5th gear anymore because I'm afraid of breaking it. There's a guy on YouTube in Vic that cuts one up to see how fast it will go on the drag strip. Yes, the guys... Was that the green one? I did watch that. That was Street Machine or someone that did that, didn't they? They absolutely cut it back to nothing. Congrats on 4 years from the US. Thank you, muchly. Yeah, so August is the 4-year mark for the channel, which is... It's kind of mind-blowing. I didn't really think it was that long, but yeah, it is. I actually had to check. I was like, it's 3. No, it is 4 years. It's definitely 4 years, which is crazy. Just time's flown, really. Lay shaft. Yes, thank you. That's it. Street Machine TV. Yep, that's them. Yeah, the green 2004 territory or whatever it was. No, they put NOS on it and blew the intake manifold off it and caught it on fire. No, that was a good watch, actually. I enjoyed that a little bit thoroughly. Our territory gets up and goes quite nicely. Having the 6-speed auto when it makes a big difference. There's lots of gear changes and away it goes. First gear doesn't go real fast, so it says a bit about the gear ratios of the box. It's really good. Really good to tow with. We easily tow. We towed the excavator home on my box trailer before it was my box trailer, and there's no issues at all with that. It's towed it nicely. But yeah, that's how we actually initially picked up the little Kubota. Little Kubota's going awesome. Few little things to fix up on it. It's been knocked around a little bit doing this block job, just trees and things like that. Broke a piece of the plastic under the controls the other day. Dropped a rock on the blade. I dropped a rock on the blade. Stephen dropped a rock on the blade. So we bent the blade in a couple of places. The ram on the fronts, on the actual blades, not moving as fast as it used to. Greased everything and everything still moves and nothing's squeaking or anything. I think the ram itself must be damaged or something. I haven't had time to look at it. But yeah, that's a possibility that it's damaged. I think we're up to just under 2,500 hours. I was doing a job planting these rocks today, up a bank. I'm pretty sure we're just under 2,500. Right, to give you some more kind of statistics. So last month, we'll go July, we had 72,000 views for the month of July, which is down on some of the more recent months, but yeah, like that's pretty crazy when you think about it. The first quarter of this year was pretty serious. No, last quarter of the year before. So let's just go for the difference between 2018. We got 1 million views in 2018. 1,004,000 views in 2018. That's quite substantial. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. From the 1st of January to the 31st of December 2018. That's just under 3 million minutes of watch time. That's mind-blowing for a little channel that's really very much a side gig to my life. And so far till August now, we've done 658,000 views. So we're definitely on track to better. Last year, 350,000 views shouldn't be a big drama. Especially with some of the plans I've got for some of the content coming. Do a bit of work with some people. We'll be featuring a Lambo for a minute. A Lambo every now and again. Gotta go hit the fart sack. See you next time, Carl. Thank you muchly, mate. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the views, mate. It's awesome. You've pointed out some very clever things that I would never have thought about, just like a lot of other people. I appreciate the support over the years. I think you've been subscribed for a couple, that's for sure. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. That's what doing this is all about. I want to set up some giveaways and things like that. Sometimes companies send me stuff that I don't end up actually using, so be cool to give a few away. I do have a Patreon. It doesn't really get used all that much. I don't really post on there all that much. But I would be seriously considering doing a lot more on there and giving a lot more back just by, if I had a few Patreons, I'd make them kind of like instantly entered into competitions. I don't know if you watch Electro Boom, what's his name? Manny, something like that. He has an awesome Patreon, huge number of Patreon supporters, and what he does is he quite easily can afford and that to be able to, have contests and things like that and give away a lot of gear. Famously, normally oscilloscopes. If you ever watch his gear or ever watch his videos, he's always trying to give away oscilloscopes, which is funny. Even if it's just little things like boards like this IC station one that I've got in front of me, you'll see the video in the coming day or two, I suppose, if I get it uploaded. This is a 60 watt, what do you call it, buck boost, step up, step down controller, and it allows you to output constant current or constant voltage through these. Back to front, through these two potentiometers, you can actually adjust between constant current and constant voltage, and little display there, cooling fan and bits and pieces. I was just about to shoot a video on assembling that when I broke the long-term Loctite glued together holder for my goosenecky camera rig. I squeezed the spring apart and it snapped off, and I said, okay, how am I going to film this? And I looked at the webcam of the
laptop and said, let's do a live stream for 4 years. And that's what we did. Had a few other cool bits and pieces that I haven't videoed lately that I probably should have. Keysight scopes. You are so correct. Now, the good folks at Keysight have sponsored this video. He's got like sparkles and stuff. Yeah, no, he's funny. I find him so hilarious. YouTube crew is tough. It takes a lot of time and a lot of content. I'm not quite sure how anyone can do it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's like 900 videos that are released. That's just mind-boggling, the actual content size. Total uploaded videos on the main channel. Look, remember, I've got 2 channels, guys. On the main channel's 1,423 uploads. Like this. Need to find something better to do with my time, don't I? I was kind of really inspired by a few people to start making videos, and that's where it just started snowballing from. And like, you think, oh yeah, I don't watch that many videos, or I don't see that many videos, or whatever. And then, like, when you look at the watch time, it's 6,767,000 minutes of watch time. That's mind-blowing. A touch under $10,000 in ad revenue, if anyone's wondering. The ads help. Some videos have made good money on their own. The diesel heater videos probably account for, where are they? There's one of the diesel heater videos made 740 Australian dollars on its own. The 740 US dollars for one video. One 10-minute video of me firing up a diesel heater. You just can't pick it. And other ones that you spend 3 hours making the video, 10 hours editing the video, hours and hours, stressing over how it's going to go and checking it every couple of hours to see if it's getting up there or whatever. Nothing happens to it. You can't pick it. The best YouTubers will say the same thing. Oh, g'day, Trav. How's things? What's your other channel? You do a lot of different things on this one. Yes. In 2017, pretty sure it was 2017, I started, same thing, one up with Sleeve Customs, but automotive. And generally everything on there is just an automotive kind of thing. Because I was going to motorsport events, posting my videos up, and I went to a motorsport event down here called Tassie Nats. It's a drag racing / burnout event. Put up a pile of videos and lost, like, this is when I only had like 2,000 subscribers, and I lost so much of the I lost like 500 subscribers in 2 days. There's all those people posting on the video saying, what's all this shit, where's all your electronics? So it kind of really, it upsets them. It upset some electronic nerds. I'm not going to lie, like, I was mind blown by the amount of people that just up and gone. So I decided, for the health of the channel, I really needed to split them a bit. I know there's still burnout things that get posted, but I try and control it a little bit. I will post automotive stuff on the main channel because the main channel is monetized. That means that I get a bit of reimbursement for some of the time that I put in. Also, the bulk of my subscribers, of course, on the main channel. So if you go and look at One Up the Sleeve Customs Automotive and subscribe over there, appreciate the hell out of that. Once it's over 1,000 subscribers, it already has the continual view time. It still gets good views. But once, I think we've got to get 600 subscribers or something to get over 1,000, or a bit less. And then that'll be monetized as well. And then, people searching things like
how to do a brake job on a Ford Falcon, which is one of the main videos that's going quite well on the second channel. So the second channel's got 429 subs at the moment. So yeah, it's pretty quiet. It doesn't do that much. I don't post a huge amount of content on there. Trying to work to change that. Where are we? Yeah, so it's still getting 7,000 or 8,000 views a month. It's definitely not what you call a dead channel. And everything that is getting views is related to Ford BA Falcons. Brake jobs, wheel bearings, ignition coils, and then Ford panel vans, and some Milwaukee stuff. So it's an excavator job as well. I was going to put all the excavation stuff over there, but then yeah, it wasn't the end of the world to have it on this channel. Some people like it. I really like a guy in America. What's his name? Andrew. God, I can't think of his last name. Andrew Camarada? Something like that. He's got a channel that's just blowing up, going crazy. Camarada? Yeah, something like that. He's got a channel, like I say, it's just blowing up. He makes wicked excavator videos, puts all the crazy time and effort into, moving the camera and all that to make it look awesome. Build his own container house. He's got 316,000 subscribers. I started watching him like a year ago and he had like 70,000. He's exploding. Like, he's going really well. He puts the effort in. He gets the drone out and cameras all over his machines and things like that. He's got skid steers and tractors and a 10-ton excavator, a few fives, a few small ones. Yeah, good channel. I actually like watching it. Does anyone have any questions? I'd love some questions. Make life easy. Give us some questions I can answer for you. What else can I tell you? Is there anything else new? Might be buying a new ute. It'd be called an Isuzu D-Max anywhere else in the world, but it's a 2008 Holden Rodeo here. Might be. Depends if he wants to sell it to me or not, I'm not sure. There's a little bit of work, but 3-litre variable vane turbo, things like that. What else have I been doing? Lots of excavation works. Got some really big rocks to split. I made a video a couple of weeks ago about splitting some big bluestones, which I thought was pretty cool. But we've got some really big ones to split, so reset the mirrorless or maybe just a GoPro up on a tripod and kind of get some time-lapsey stuff of splitting some of these big rocks. I've only got 7 of the plugs and wedges at the moment. So the plugs and feathers, the little wedge things that we use to split the rocks. So if we had some more, it might be easier. I don't know how we're going to go. We'll probably put like a line in with them close together and try and get it to split. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do HVAC and wanted to do some videos, but they're all over YouTube. How can I get it to work out for me? Long story short, I'm a big fan of a bloke named Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V, as he's more commonly known. And the inspiration to me is if you just go in organically and just be who you are, there's no point trying to fake high production value if you can't do it. There's no point trying to copy someone else's work because it's already been done. make videos your way, put out content your way, and lots of it. I'm not saying quantity over quality, I'm just saying like continually post. I try my hardest to get at least a video a week out, whether it's a little updated video, a bit of a review video. If I've got nothing at all, I'll try and edit something out of something I've filmed previously. Got like 6 terabyte of video just sitting here for a rainy day. And stuff that I just need to edit and deal with. For the panel van project, I've got 7 or 8 straight hours of video stacked together that I should be editing and dealing with. So like, you know, I just literally dropped every clip I've made into one video, and it was like, I'm going to say somewhere around 8 hours. When I exported it, it was like 130 gig. But I just wanted it all in one chunk so it's there. If you're no good at post-production at all, pretty much like me, I can edit things, but not well. You guys will see that some of the videos I've edited come out alright. I don't feel that it's all that necessary for what we do here. If I was trying to make a promotional video for a big company, promotional video to try and get paid for promoting things, yeah, by all means, edit the life out of them, make them pretty, color grade them, do all that stuff. Carry mics that are separate. Put the effort in, definitely. If your customers, viewers, people you interact with, subscribers, likers, etc., are happy with you point shooting or something like that, I normally use my phone. It does 4K video. It's pausable. It's got a screen so I can see what I'm looking at. It's got a bright light in it so you can see what you're pointing it at. I can upload straight from it. I can add links, you know, all the back end stuff. I can do all of that through the phone. I don't need to bring in anything extra. And just away you go. Just keep going. Nightshade, OBS or OpenShot editor for easy editing. Thank you. Yes. I started using a program called XSplit for game recording, just because I wanted to record racing games, lap times, and I had a steering wheel and stuff like that. I was recording, you know, drifting videos and just being stupid on racing games, Grand Theft Auto, things like that. So I ended up buying a license so I could upload them. I'm nowhere near good enough as a gamer to be making gaming videos, so I gave up on that quick. Nightshade makes gaming videos, but I don't make gaming videos because I'm not that good at them. I get carried away, don't play anywhere near enough. I use a brand called XSplit. They've got 2. There's one called Broadcast, which I'm using now, and there's one called Gamecaster. Both the same kind of thing, used by Twitches and all those kinds of things. OBS, I know HP Powerwall used to use OBS a lot, for the simple fact that it just normally works. I was under the impression that you could use Google Hangouts with YouTube. And I looked for that, and then I went, oh, that's right. Because I remembered looking at my PayPal statement, and I remember seeing XSplit charging me money for my license still. I was like, we're streaming with XSplit tonight. Because, well, I'm paying them. So, theoretically, this should be streaming in pretty good resolution, because how long have we been streaming for? Looking at a different screen, it's all different. But yeah, it's like 1.3 gigabytes of up already. So I'd like to think that it was punching it out in some reasonable frame rate and quality. I know the webcam on the computer's pretty good. because people game on these style of laptops. This is an MSI. Long story short, but cancelled my rental lease thing with the company that's had this with it and paid it out, because as soon as I'm a small business, they wanted to know way too much about the business, all for a very, very, very small loan payment. So I'll just be buying things outright from now on, which is just the way it is. This thing's still pretty good. Wouldn't be great for high-end gaming, but it is good for everything I do at the moment. Edits video nicely. It's only got a 256 SSD, but now that it's I didn't even think of that. It's mine now. It actually has a slot for the PCIe SSDs. I'm going to get an SSD for this. It's bigger. For video editing. Yeah, here we go. Because I never wanted to open it because it was under lease contract and all that, and under lease, under warranty, whatever. So I never wanted to open it. At my end here it says 1920 by 1080, so yeah, that is full HD. I should know that. I install TVs and things. 1080 in US, 1080 there. That's like nobody move from where we're standing because the internet might slow down and it'll stop. Australia's internet generally isn't amazing. Generally, not at all. If your internet at home is pretty good, that's lucky for you. In Australia, so our national broadband network's pretty rubbish. So like this laptop's just chilling really. It's running at like 40 degrees, 45 degrees. So I actually record this at the same time as stream it. So if I ever want to chop it up and use something out of it, I always can. Just handy to have. No bleeding network. Oh, so true. It's just rubbish. Like, they changed all the names of the plans because we used to pay for 100/50 megabit connection, and then they changed it to a max connection because it's still the same copper line, but it's just fiber to a node box thing. Don't know too much about it. Something real cool. Go and Google Hisense, as in Hisense, the fridge, TV, etc. brand. 100-inch laser TV. Now, I didn't get to make a video about it because it was a prototype. There is pictures on my Instagram of it, but there's a 100-inch laser TV that I installed the other day for a job. I built the cabinetry to hang it and then pulled it back down again for a product symposium kind of thing. Conference on them, I don't know, what do you want to call it? And 100-inch laser TV. And they're worth like 18, 20 grand, something like that. But the screen that goes on the wall's passive and it's just fed light by the laser box. Absolutely awesome the way it worked. Sound bar built in and all that. And 100-inch and clear as day, not like your traditional LED projector. Thought it was really cool. Hisense laser. 100-inch. Evidently the same technology they use at some of the IMAX theatres now. They're laser instead of light projector, because laser projector is meant to be clearer and not affected by the ambient light, and it wasn't. It was cool. And something else I've done. Built the rock wall, assembled that, installed 11 car head units that day as well. That was something different. I work for a company that does like shop fit outs for. We've got Harvey Norman and Hi-Fi and brands like that here. that we do shop fit outs for. I've worked for Sony and Bose and Sonos and Samsung, Marley and Audio Technica and things like that. Some pretty decent brands over the last year and a bit. Just realised that some torrent software was uploading at the same time. That's not real helpful for bandwidth. It's only at 100k a second, so we've stopped that. Dropped 240 frames though. That was pretty quick. Hope it's not buffering too much for you. Bangers has a laser projector for about $4,000. Do you know what brand it is? That's interesting. I'd be keen to have a look at that. $4,000, that's cheap. It's cheap as chips. So I know I've said this before, but I'd nearly like to have a stream day. Like a day a month that we go on stream, or a day a fortnight that we have a stream and a bit of a Q&A. Like, by all means, ask as many questions as you want on the everyday videos that kind of pop up. I love reading comments. I love interacting with comments because I learn heaps, absolutely heaps from people that comment on my videos. I'd much rather learn something from someone. It blows your mind, the things that people know. Okay. My mate told me about these the other day, little 9-volt batteries that are lithium powered with a little USB port, and I got him to buy me a couple. They come from Banggood. You found them on Banggood. Little, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little, yeah, you can. 9-volt batteries are expensive. This has only got to last like 3 or 4 charges, and you know it's done its money. Like most 9-volt things aren't fast discharge because they're only small, but like I don't reckon you get more than 800 milliamp hours out of this or a actual normal 9-volt battery. Did the Mastiff go to a good home? Yeah, the Mastiff went to the very south of the state. Fellow down there reckoned he's going to put a little old 3-ton excavator on it and drive it around, so hopefully he did. I mean, he made a 330 kilometre journey from here to where he lived, and the only problem he had is he called me halfway and said that one of the indicators stopped working and he'd just blown a fuse. So, had a reliable drive all the way down south. Like, thing's bulletproof, except for I drained so much diesel out of it when it was sitting around. I just put it in the diesel heater just because it had a half a tank by the time I parked it up, and it was unregistered, so I wasn't risking driving it. I took him for a test drive and went down a big hill, and when I got to the bottom of the big hill, I went to accelerate, and it was out of diesel when I sold it. We had to get his mate that brought him up actually had a fuel pod on the back of his bus, so he had diesel on him, so it was all right. But I think it's gone to a good home. Be sad if it wasn't registered anymore because it was a beast. It very much had a sound of its own and a power of its own. Obviously no good on fuel for what they are. But in that being said, in the late 70s, I can't imagine how cheap diesel would have been in the late 70s. You know, if you're moving pay dirt at a gold mine or stone at a quarry or whatever, you're burning diesel for a reason. It's all covered in the cost. of running something. So yeah, fair enough. But at one stage, diesel got to nearly $1.70 here. That's just getting ridiculous. When you got something that's burning 30 to 40 litres per 100, I guess. Too expensive to run. Little Mazda's quite good on diesel. I do a lot of Ks in it, and I think we've done 15,000 now. I've got a service video coming up for that. We've already done fuel filter and air filter on it, but I'm going to change the 2 oil filters and show you why they've got 2 oil filters and all that in a video some point soon. Doesn't really use a great deal of oil. It's pretty good. I've only topped it up once in that time. Otherwise, goes like a dream. Cooling system's really mint now. Definitely fixed up the cooling system issues. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Oh, what are we? We've just clicked over an hour on my end. 1.5 gig an hour at 1080. There you go. That's pretty cool. Crazy thing is, I've got unlimited internet. And like, for instance, when you start watching a lot of YouTube and watching your own stuff when you answer comments or replying to comments or whatever, like, and uploading videos all the time, like, month to date for August so far is 880 gigs so far. So I'd certainly hate to be on a limited data plan. That would be horrible. Whereabouts are you again, Pointed Spider? $1.70, it's like $2.97 up here. Yeah, diesel for $1.35 near me at the moment. Yeah, I can get it cheapest, I think, is about $1.45 here. It's always been expensive down here, because we're on an island, they say. But anyway, like when you're trucking in. Other channel, mate, are you still messing with E-Series Fords? Keen on picking your brain. Yes, well, not E-Series anymore. I've still got the X-Series panel van, or 2 of them. One's an XH, so it's pretty much an E-Series. I spent way too much time playing with E-Series Fords, so yes, to know a little bit about them. Feel free to email me if you wanted to. US, Virginia. Yeah, you're talking gallons though. I'm talking about litres. $1.70 a litre. What's that? What's a gallon? 3.6 litres? Something along those lines. But yes, know a lot about E-Series Fords. Waymax 4K ultra short throw laser projector 4000 to 1. Hang on, let me copy and paste that into Google. Thank you for finding that for me. I didn't know. I thought that... Is it Exumi? Exumi brand? I thought they were like just something cheap and rubbish. Turns out they're one of the biggest. Oh, Banggood's got them. Should get them to send me one. No, $4,000. $4,000 is 4,400 Australian. Does it project to a screen or does it just project to whatever? Looks like it. Oh, yeah, it projects to a screen. You gotta have a screen on the wall by the looks of it. Yeah, right, that is very much like the Hisense. The Hisense box was huge though. It had some big sound drivers and stuff like that in it. It's cool. Add to wish list. We send that off to my contact at Banggood and see if we can't get a response on whether they'll send me one. Doubt it. Really doubt it. Still mucking around my EB2 Fairmont, just wrestled new bushes into the Watts-Link setup. Grr. Yeah, the Watts-Link setup's not fun. The bushes are hard to get out. I used to cut one side off flush with the recipro saw. How's it going, Brian? Oh, you're in India at the moment. Oh, wow, that's awesome, mate. You're still over there. That's cool. I didn't realise you were still there. Still over there working. That's mad. Per litre, that's almost $7 a gallon. Wow. Yeah. Australian money costs you way too much in fuel. I don't know why it's so expensive here. But like, what do you say? $2.97. It's over double. That is bullshit. I suppose $2.97 US dollars. So that's probably $3.50 or so, I guess. India for one more month. Oh, that's cool. So you've been over there for like 6 months, Brian. That's mad. What's the internet like where you are? It's probably still better than here. No doubt. It would be. It would be better than here. EB2 Fairmont. I had an ED Fairmont that was real cool. It had all like the sprint options. Had the big fat body kit underneath it and had the cool leather Momo steering wheel. Sold the leather Momo steering wheel for a fortune. Got in with a Stanley knife and knocked him out with a socket. Kiwi backyard mechanics. What's the difference between impacting it out with a socket and a hammer and using a press, aside from someone spent a bunch of money on a press? If you can DIY it, go for it. The only problem with DIY is if it's not safe, but like stick it in a vise, secure it somehow, and then hit it. There's no... Mechanics isn't too bad. It's got super broken infrastructure inside, sewage, water and electricity, but super good internet. That comes with its own source of problems. Yeah, no good if you've got no electricity either. You can't drink the water, there's shit everywhere and the electricity goes out. But they've got fast internet. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, like backyard mechanics is why I like to video bits and pieces. But I'm also always really mindful on making sure people don't do the wrong thing that they might get hurt doing. I debated for a long time whether to put my 18650 explosion video up. I also didn't want to upset the YouTube gods because, well, essentially it's a source of revenue. It's super good internet for the internet scammers. Oh, they don't stop. Like, the minute I mislisted my business name on with the Australian government here, I started getting phone calls from companies trying to sell me websites, websites, domain names, business cards, stickers, employment contracts for my employees, never-ending insurances, never-ending phone calls from all these companies. No, not the 9-amp explosion. That was an epic day, not going to lie. I actually blew an 18650 up with a heat gun outside. That was... Go and find it. 18650 versus heat gun. You'll find it on the channel. It's there. It's awesome. Oh, screw it. I'll just link it. Let me find it. It was a good video. Where you at with that Civic? I haven't been able to get hold of the bloke, actually. He shut up shop in central Launceston. One of the car yards bought out his premises to put a service area over where his premises is. So I went to go and see him about it not that long ago after I couldn't catch him on the phone. And that was what I come against. I couldn't find him. Hit gun. I know where his mate lives, where the Civic actually is, so I might have to go out there, which is a friggin'... I don't want to watch the video. So used to clicking on videos to watch them. Get out. I want to share it. Yeah, if you ever just search 18650 versus heat gun, you'll see it. For those of you who haven't seen it. The only saving grace is, Brian, is the Civic's not anywhere it can be seen. It is in the middle of nowhere, like legitimately the middle of nowhere. It is also one of them things that's not going to sell. So he's probably still got it. Oh, cool, you're moving down that way a bit. You're going to sell the big property. I only come back through somewhere near where you are last night really late. And really glad I got the light bar on my panel van, because the amount of hoppy, skippy animals that wanted to become roadkill that kept getting in the way was phenomenal. But with the big light bar, it made a huge difference. I could see them all. Recommend watching a video from the 80s called Shaking Hands with Danger. Is Shaking Hands with Danger one where they pull the tracks apart on a dozer or something like that? Buddy gets smashed by that. Selling it next to you, probs. That's cool. The light bar's freaking intense. Like, it is ridiculous bright. And I still don't know whether I like it better on orange or on white. It's just boom out into the world. It's just crazy how bright it is. Oh, I copied that link, but I didn't put it in. Did I? Oh yeah, no, I did put it in. Yeah, blowing up 18650s with a heat gun works phenomenally well. Blew pieces of the battery all over the place. Yes, it was a CAD safety. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I have seen that one. Absolute classic. I remember doing a forklift course. Yeah, Caterpillar. Yep. I remember doing a forklift course when I was, I think I was 18. I was 18 doing a forklift course, and there was this safety video they made us watch for this forklift course. Oh my, it was just ridiculous how outdated it was. Like, just this safety video, they must have been playing it for like 25 years. They literally put a DVD in a DVD player and played it to us, like, I suppose 10 years ago. That's kind of what happens. Caterpillar. Couple of blind patermelons out there now. Yes, the little hoppies. Is that what they call them? Patermelons. Yeah, that's right. Light bars and spotties is a backflash from the road signs. Road signs and your white bonnet on your Falcon. If the light bar was on the bonnet or further forward, I wouldn't get the blowback from the bonnet on mine. But I've got a gloss white bonnet and a light bar on the roof rack above your head. So you get a bit of white off that. When it's yellow, it's not as bad. On amber it's mad. Was kind of hoping for a bit of fog on the way home late last night. Didn't get any fog, but we used it. I just kept switching it up between white and orange because I just enjoyed using it. Just bright, lights up everything. You certainly wouldn't want to be flashed by it if you're coming towards it. The only thing that I had issues with was coming towards a little town called Deloraine from one of the bigger capitals, Launceston, on the back highway there. Like twisty, turny corners through a hedge. And that was matte black the bonnet. We could matte black the bonnet of the panel mount, it probably wouldn't affect its overall look. The poor thing's old and like it's been a work vehicle forever. I think we're up to 416 or 17,000 Ks now. So it's kind of got to a point where it's just a game of how many Ks I can do now. Try and wear it out. It just isn't working all that well. It's a relatively tough vehicle. We got 370 kilometres on a tank of LPG, which is pretty good. It's like only $58 or something, $56 for a tank, and 380 Ks. I was pretty happy with that. You deserve a trophy, a star, and a golden chainsaw for your great videos. A golden chainsaw would be cool, but now I've got Husqvarnas. I used to have Stills, but I've got a couple of Husqvarnas now. Give it a wrap on the bonnet. Didn't think of a wrap. That's simple fix, very simple fix. I still haven't finished wrapping the Silver Falcon Ute. I haven't touched it since I made a few videos about it. That's got to go in and be inspected for a roadworthy at some stage, and then I will wrap it. The wrap is really cool. There's some cool photos of that on my Instagram. Yeah. Living this everyday life. If you want to email me, my email address is super simple. It's oneupthesleevecustoms@gmail.com too. If you hit me up there with any questions about your Falcon, I'd be more than happy to answer them. And if I've still got some of them parts kicking around, I'd probably even be able to make a video about it. Because I have so many Falcon parts still living in my shed that it's ridiculous. Anyone got any more questions? We wrap it up in 10 kind of thing. If you got a question to throw at me, throw some questions at me. Yeah, this has been a good live stream. I really enjoy it when there's more than a few people chilling in a stream, because you get a bit of a conversation going. When you've only got 2 people in a stream and there's a bit of a latency issue, you end up talking to yourself. I don't really like the talking to myself all the time. Awesome, mate. Found your page through the ED strut job. Yeah, that was my slammed ED Fairmont. That was a car. I literally swapped a couple of LED light bars for that car. Cost me so little. I sold the steering wheel alone for like $450. It was completely painted matte black over the top of the purple paint. And some of it was blue as well. And I wiped all the matte black off with thinners and didn't wreck the factory paint job underneath. Where they did the blue paint, they used some better stuff, and that was hard to get off. That thing was that low, I used to struggle getting in the driveway out at my workshop where I did the strut job. Do you still use the Wilfucky M18 chainsaw? Yes, often. The Huskies aren't completely a replacement for the Milwaukee. I was actually working with a tree fella the other day, as in fella, tree professional, and he first heard it, didn't see it, heard it, was like curious as to what it was, old fella, and he said, "Oh, what'd you buy that for? That would be no good for anything. You probably spent $1,000 on something you can't use for any real period of time." He's kind of right, they are expensive. By the time you factor in a couple of 12 amp hour batteries, whatever. And then another old fella that I'm friends with come and joined us and was giving us a hand. We chopped and dropped a couple of trees with a couple of big Husqvarnas. Well, no, the tree fella had stills, but we had a couple of big Husqvarnas there, the 365 that's in the shed. We had that there, but he dropped the tree with a MS661, with big bar, like 28-inch bar. Dropped the tree on the ground, and then one of the old fellas that we do a bit of work with grabbed the Milwaukee chainsaw and goes, "Oh, I'll just have a go." And then about 20 minutes later, he come and found me. I was on the excavator cruising around. Then he comes and found me, and he's like, "Ah, you got another battery for this thing?" And he put another battery in it, and he continued to top the trees. He's just chopping and topping the trees out with it continuously. And he was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." And then the next day I was there, and we were blocking up some bigger stuff, and then I was picking up some bits that were cutting decent wood out of for firewood. And the tree fella picked up the good saw, the good Milwaukee saw, and I noticed he was picking that up and using that. Every time I seen him using it, he's like, kind of like held it away from himself and looked at it, and then went back to using it, and like as if he was expecting it to have stopped already. And then they both said to me that, "Oh, it's excellent. You don't need hearing protection. You don't need you don't need to mix fuel and things like that." They both loved it. And then all of a sudden, that was the go-to that they'd pick up. He had like a 441 Magnum and a 660, and then the 365 Husky. We had a 20-inch pull in there, and not pulling, McCulloch, 20-inch McCulloch there that my mate owns, my help owns. And they kept picking up the Milwaukee. I was just mind blown by it, but it's good to see that people that have always used Stihl or Husqvarna big saws for decent work really love the electric chainsaw. The only thing they didn't like about it is it ran a small chain, which of course it has to, instead of running, like a 3/8 or I think the 661 was running a 404 cut chain, which is huge. It's just the way it is. Oh, questions. Sweeping the floor but listening now. Have you tried the Milwaukee chainsaw? Yeah, sorry, that's what I was just talking about, the Milwaukee M18 fuel chainsaw. Did you see the Kiwi bloke that pulled the old excavator out of the bush? Yes! Absolutely ridiculous how easily he got that out. I know it took him a couple of days to get there and drain the fuel out of it and, get it going and stuff like that. What's his channel name? Pretty sure I did subscribe to him. Dave? Dan? Something like that? Subscriptions. The worst part is I'm subscribed to so many channels. I don't even watch free to air TV. Like if I do, it's hardly ever. And that's a bit sad. Just scroll past Aussie 50. He was a awesome creator, very smart man. If you didn't know, he passed away earlier this year, not all that long ago. One of the fastest women in the world is gone too. She passed away in the last couple of days too. What's that bloke's name? The excavator. Abandoned excavator. So if anyone and an excavator start. Marty T. Oh yeah, that video's got him some traction too, guys. Where was it? 6 million views. He's abandoned excavator left in the woods. Marty T. Yes, I believe he's from New Zealand. But he was given a, what did it be, 20-ton excavator? Something along them lines by his neighbour, and it was just left ditched on a block. Hitachi UH043. I'm not familiar with the model numbers of the Hitachis. But yeah, he got it going out of nowhere. Like, crazy. Yes, Jessie, you are correct. Jessie was the rocket lady. Big Clive's very good. TV is almost dead, streaming services. If I'm not watching YouTube, I'm watching Netflix. Like, why would I sit there and watch what the TV wants me to watch when I can watch whatever I want anywhere in the world? Any language, any whatever. Just, if I want to watch a car show, I can watch a car show. If I want to watch my favourite YouTuber, I can watch my favourite YouTuber. Like, I don't want to seem biased because I am a YouTuber. And this is what I like to do. But yeah, if you're into car stuff, 1320 video. If you're into excavators, Andrew Camerata, whatever. Search Andrew and excavator, you'll find him. If you're into 18650s and stuff like that, you've also got, of course, your average Joes and HB Powerwalls. If you're into machining and advanced electrical stuff, Aussie 50, AVE. Who else have we got now? Great big list. Big Clive, yep. Someone already mentioned Big Clive. Into science, like technology, like not technology, science is in like chemistry and things like that. Cody's Lab. Who else do we like? If you're into just excessive exotic cars, DDE, Daily Driven Exotics. Ridiculous. They make some wicked content. DIY Tech and Repairs, DIY Solar Power with William Prowse. I really like his videos. He's just bought a house and not living in RVs anymore, apparently. So that's going to be cool. I've always watched his. Electro Boom, Epic, Full Bridge Rectifiers. Electro Boom's awesome. Very clever, very entertaining. Really good one if you're into like off-grid living and things like that, like the electrical and water systems. He's called Engineer 775, making YouTube videos forever. Engineering Explained, Colin Furs. I didn't realise she hosted Mythbusters. Musty Ones, 12 volt vids, yep. I did see him. EV West make cool content with Jehu. That's where I first found them. A few small ones. Fully Charged make cool videos. Fairly basic though, not real techie. About Fully Charged Show is the channel about EVs. If you're looking for like entrepreneurial, mind-blowing content, one of my favourite people I like to watch is Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk. Bloke in America, going off grid, tests all kinds of inverters, lithium batteries. I can't believe he's only got 10,000 subscribers. Solar and awesome stuff. Cool videos. Grind Hard Plumbing Co. They make, you've probably seen them. They only got it's a Barbie Jeep with a CRF 450 motor in it. Snowmobile motors and shit. Cool. It's going alphabetical. HB Power, I think I said him already. Humble Mechanic, if you're into mechanical stuff. Bloke named Corey, his channel's called Human. He does crazy tree felling, chainsaw, arborist work, and all that kind of stuff. He's got a good channel. God, I got some subscribed channels. Jehu Garcia, his video making skills are ridiculous. Some of you may remember Nerlar24. His channel's pretty much dead. He pops up every now and again. But yeah, he used to make some cool videos about inverters and shit like that. Let's Dig 18 if you like excavators. Make It Extreme. Ridiculously cool videos of them building stuff. Stuff you could probably just buy for nowhere near the cost, but they build it. They build anything. Mighty Car Mods, if you're into cars. MCM, Mighty Car Mods. What else we got? Aussie fella, Off Grid Dreaming is good. One Up the Sleeve Customs Automotive. Go and like that one. Go and subscribe to that one. Photonic Induction. He's another one that's pretty much not punching out videos anymore for about 2 years. But he was like melting things with welding transformers and yeah, like high-powered stuff. What else we got? Project Farm. Project Farm is a great one. It's all about small engines, workshop equipment, and testing of additives and things like that. And he does testings that you'd never think of on additives, like removing rust and running little engines on stuff. He does compression tests before and after and all that kind of stuff. Real clever. What else we got? SV Seeker. They built their own ship. Really love watching the content. Doug from SV Seeker makes mint content. Absolutely mint. If you're into abandoned buildings and power plants and all kinds of abandoned places that these guys go and have a look at, the proper people, slow motion guys. Tools in Action. Tools in Action are probably actually better to follow on Instagram. They don't stop making cool stuff. UK Powerball, I think he's pulled that apart now. Wrangle Star, like watching his videos as well. So yeah, that's just a snapshot of what Brad watches. D-Boss Garage, yes I do. 2009 she hosted it. Should sub to a cool channel called Jimbo's Garage. Not familiar with Jimbo's Garage. Yes, Skid Factory from Mighty Car Mods, that's where they came. Chris Fix is great. I love Chris Fix's videos. Boosted Boys, yes. Another one, Life OD. Life OD. Pretty sure that's him. Yeah, Life OD. They do just same thing. Put boat motors in cars and shit. just JB Weld diffs. Like there's heaps of stuff that I didn't go into. I think I'm subscribed to like 400 or 500. I can't remember. It's heaps of channels. I did see a number before. But yeah, I just love watching exactly what I want to watch. Chucky 2009, Cletus McFarland, Colin Furs, Demolition Ranch with Matt from Off the Ranch. Yeah, just heaps and heaps of videos. I really enjoy watching whatever I feel like watching. Whenever. Can't stand Wankerstar. Yeah, no, some of his videos I switch off after about 10 seconds of watching them. If he's complaining about something, making a whinge or a rant video, can't stand it at all. Watch some of his tree felling videos and learned a lot from what he does. So, it's like my videos. You're not going to watch every one of them. Some of the stuff's just not going to ever hit the mark, never appeal to you. It's the way it is, isn't it? Like, you can't make content for absolutely everyone because imagine how vanilla and boring it would be if you made content to suit everyone. If you haven't seen Chris Fix's new Hummer video, I recommend the shit out of it. He bought a Hummer, H1 Hummer wagon thing. Just epicness, absolute epicness. Used to watch a few vloggers before they got really annoying. Don't really watch them anymore. Used to watch early Casey Neistat videos. Just his skills of his filming were ridiculous. It used to make me interested. Isn't so evangelical anymore. No, not anymore. He used to get on tangents and just crap on about stuff. Yeah, I agree. He does. He gets sent way too much stuff. Have you ever been in a live stream with him and watched the super chats come through? I was in one live stream with him once. I watched like $1,000 worth of live chats come through while he's ranting and raving about something that was annoying him. Just super chat after super chat after super chat. Just and like I'm not talking inconsiderate or like small amounts either. Like that, nothing. There was $100 ones and $50 ones and stuff like that. Like if you didn't know, like you can actually click on a button down the bottom and send a highlighted message via super chat. Now, YouTube takes a cut out of that, of course, but just non-stop. He was just getting pinned by all these super chats with like people just wanting to say, "Oh, we love your videos," or just asking him a question, and like you can't even keep up with the stream. I'm sure there's other people out there in the world that stream like that. Might get back down to do another lap of the island next year. Yeah, it's an interesting place, Tasmania. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of forest, lots of water, lots of dams, crazy hydro system. That's something I haven't mentioned again. They managed to break the interconnector between our state and the state of Victoria again, and it's going to be out for 2 or 3 months or something crazy. We've got a 500 megawatt interconnector between us and the state of Victoria, and that actually allows us to sell a lot of our renewable hydroelectric to Victoria. And when we need a bit of power to meet demand, they can bring it back the other way as well. But generally it's to sell power to Victoria. Well, they killed it again. Like 4 times this year. They just keep doing damage to it and stuff like that. They had a break in it and it was down for like 9 months once as well. I've actually held a piece of the cable. It's about this round. And it runs 444,000 volts DC. Yeah, 444. Okay, yeah. Yep, last Saturday. Last Saturday they broke it. Basslink cable, that is it, yes. And it's a single conductor that runs from... Night, mate. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you popping up in the chat, and good chat. It's been good. Thank you. So it's an interconnector that goes between the two states. It's about 400 kilometres, 380 kilometres long, something along those lines, and it can hold 500 odd megawatts. It's reversible, but what actually happens is power, say it comes from here, goes into a rectification plant, gets put into DC, gets put into high voltage DC, crazy high voltage, 444,000, and then shot across the water using the earth as the negative, just like a vehicle. So it's a negative ground on the vehicle. They shoot it across the Bass Strait, and then they they put it back down to 22 or 11,000 volts or whatever they transmit at normally, and then they put it back into AC, and then they send it off into their local grid and sell it when the coal-fired power stations in the rest of Australia aren't keeping up with demand. Or the thing with a hydro turbine is it's literally open a big knife valve with a servo motor, and the turbine spins faster and makes more electricity. I know I make it sound really simple when I say it like that, but it is really simple. Making a coal-fired power plant rev up is not as easy as shoveling the coal in a little bit faster. It's a hard thing for them to do. It's got to wind up. They've got to make more steam and then let off more steam into turbines, whatever. It's not quickly scalable. Natural gas plants, a little bit more scalable, but both not as scalable as hydro. Hydro can be wound up and down really quick and easy. More constant than solar. Cloud can go over 100 square kilometres of a place, and before you know it, the grid input drops off significantly, and then it comes back again. We're pretty lucky we got hydro because it scales up and down really easily. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a website called Renew Economy, and they actually have a National Energy Market Watch graph that shows you how much power is coming in, going out. It shows you network demand as well as how it's been generated. South Australia at the moment, for instance, is 993 megawatts of gas getting used, but they're making more in renewable wind. They're making 1,029 in wind, and they're exporting to Victoria. Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland all use coal, brown or black, and then a mix of renewables on top of that. They all have hydro. South Australia doesn't, but Vic, New South and Queensland all have hydro turbines. Queensland says it's using 45 megawatts of other at the moment. I don't know what other actually is, because they have battery storage and liquid fuel covered now, so like diesel, whatever. But we have some natural gas backup in Tasmania. We've got absolutely no wind at the moment in Tassie. There's no wind generation at all, and we're at 1,254 megawatts of draw off the turbine. I reckon you might be right, Gaspar. You probably are my biggest fan. I think you've got a comment or 10 on every single video I've ever made, mate. I appreciate you watching. In supply, the radio surfaces to the Gippsland Basslink control plant at Loy Yang. iSupply. Yeah, iSupply. Yeah. That's awesome. So the Basslink plant's there in Gippsland, is it? I, for some reason, thought it was like somewhere near Traralgon. I used to actually live in Victoria. I used to live over near the Ballarat area, so I know over that area to Geelong and Melbourne better than anywhere else. But yeah, I believe it's a pretty short path from Tasmania to there, the way they ran it. But yeah, I actually watched the NEM watch thing quite a bit. I actually find it interesting to see where they're generating it, where they're sending it to. I mean, 1,250 megawatts doesn't sound like a great deal, but it's actually quite a bit of energy. That's the whole state of Tasmania at the moment is running off that. And when you consider, for instance, New South Wales is making nearly 6,500 megawatts of black coal. Where Tasmania is currently running on 100% renewable. South Australia over 50%. And all these other East Coast states are lagging behind hard, sadly. Queensland makes up for it pretty hard with their solar. Same with New South Wales, Norman. They've got some good solar systems. There you go. Traralgon is in Gippsland. Sorry, mate. Loy Yang is 15 minutes from Traralgon. Yep. What was the power station they just recently shut down in Victoria? They shut down a coal fire. Well, they are shutting down. When I say shut down, I know it's not a 10-second job. I didn't realise you were in the radio/telecommunication kind of industry. That's mad, man. That would be relatively interesting work, I'm sure. Yeah. Hazelwood. Yes. Touche. They did. Crazy long period of time that it takes them to shut one down and pack one up and scrap it, relocate it, repurpose some of the shit, and then fix the ground when they're done. Apparently, if you want to start something like a power station, you need to have the money to be able to fix it up and pack it all up when it's done. Yeah, it's a bit sad that they're talking about putting a second interconnector between Victoria and Tasmania, because they're building a huge wind farm here at the moment, like a 500 meg wind farm. So that they can export heaps of that over to mainland Australia, because we've got a pretty awesome wind area off the west coast of our state. I think it's actually in what they call the Roaring Forties, something to do with latitude or longitude? Latitude. One of the two. I don't know, getting tired. But yeah, it's to do with the Roaring Forties. Crazy amount of wind. Lots of coastline with shape to it that they can put turbines along. They're still there pulling it down and stripping it out until 2022. There you go. So like 4-year process to pack up the Hazelwood power station. I did read a fair bit about it when they saying they pulled the plug on it, decommissioning. Like we can do better than burning coal, sadly. I've got to do an update on my solar system, just a little one with those super safe 190 amp hour batteries with solar panels in the wrong positions, not mounted properly, all that rubbish. Cheap second-hand scrapyard batteries. We're over 45 kilowatt hours of usage from the sun. Look, that's what I can do with crap and not thinking about it, not working hard to make it happen, or a great deal of effort. Think of what some of these people out there in the world could design. I believe they built a big battery, like a 30 megawatt battery near Ballarat in Victoria. There's also obviously the famous Tesla battery in South Australia. You need to catch some of this amazing sun we get in Australia, and stop relying on bloody stuff that you've got to dig out of the ground. At the end of the day, you're going to run out of that at some stage. And if you can catch the sunshine and stick it in a chemical storage or a kinetic storage like they want to with the pumped hydro, which makes me laugh so much because people just think that it's a, what's the right word, perpetual motion machine. And they're like, oh, so what you do is you pump the water up the top, and then when it comes down you get the power back, but then you pump it back up and it goes again. And they think that it just means it'll be never ending. They don't understand that you're just storing energy that you can't normally store. Like, yeah, you can't explain some of these things to people. There's no such thing as free energy. Just remember that. It's coming from somewhere, getting collected somehow. You're only borrowing it, is the best way to think of it. That's what I was taught when I was doing a electrotechnology course back in the day when I was in school. If you think that you're borrowing power, that's about all you're doing. Borrowing power to do some work. Talking about building a nuclear station, that would be interesting. Extremely interesting. Nuclear's got a horrific name, but in realistic practice, it's awesome. Works awesome. The byproduct isn't really like nuclear waste, like you'll see it portrayed in the Simpsons cartoons. The best analogy of nuclear waste spilling into oceans and things like that. The amount of nuclear power stations that have failed are very, very few compared to what are out there. I believe lots of France, lots of Germany, heaps of America, all nuclear. Yeah, obviously there's your few famous ones that have had issues, but like the reactor at Chernobyl. But if you look into more recent history, like Fukushima had issues because they had an earthquake and then a tsunami. It wasn't just because the nuclear power station just decided to be dangerous. Like, people see things in the media and they just got their heads stuck in the sand and think that nuclear power is going to kill everybody. And some of the, you can heat the city beside the nuclear power plant with the cooling water from the reaction and power it at the same time. Yeah. You're not having a proper argument with someone who doesn't understand it. But anyway, nuclear would be amazing in Australia, considering we mine the uranium and charge the actual rods and send it all over the rest of the world when we could be using it here. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for an awesome stream. It's been nearly 2 hours. I really appreciate every one of you that comments, every one of you that watch my videos on a day-to-day basis, and give me lots of mad feedback, ideas. If you've got a video idea, just pitch it to me. Like, easy to contact. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram as well, depending on if you guys use those platforms. If you want to buy something big off eBay and you want to support the channel, shoot me through a link to it via email. I can shoot you one pretty much straight back. If you buy through that link, I get a kickback. The channel earns a commission. I buy more cool stuff to play with and make videos about. It's a pretty cool system, really. Alright guys, thank you muchly for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. Catch us on the next video, catch us on the next stream. We should probably do this more often. Thanks for watching.